This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1293 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by Dr. Rose's Remedies. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today, I've got a handy half dozen of indispensable tools for the barn that you're probably not going to find at your local tack store. And we'll get right to it after this from Dr. Rose's Remedies. Dr. Rose DeLiva, developer of Dr. Rose's Skin Treatment Salve and Spray, saw a need for a natural, safe alternative to steroids to help the plethora of skin issues she was seeing in her veterinary practice. She combined the best all-natural ingredients known for their healing properties to create Dr. Rose's Skin Treatment Salve and Spray. Neither product contains any artificial colorings or preservatives, and both are steroid and gluten-free. Both products are antiviral, antifungal, and antiseptic, as well as anti-hemorrhagic and anti-inflammatory. They also cool and nourish the skin, help to heal burns and lacerations, and surgical incisions. Here at the Horse Radio Network, we use Dr. Rose's on all manner of cuts and scrapes on our horses, and we have found it most effective to keep our horses from getting scratches on their pasterns during periods of heavy dew. Go online to drrosesremedies.com. That's drrosesremedies.com. Well, regular listeners to the Horse Tip Daily Show know that I am rather fond of barn hacks. I'm an avid do-it-yourselfer, so I thought I'd bring to you a couple of my favorite tools around the barn that I did not get at the tack shop. Number one is the wire brush, the good old-fashioned stiff kind that you cut your fingers on when you were a little kid playing in your pop's garage. It's great for cleaning out hooves really, really thoroughly. It gets all that dead sole out of there, helps keep the frog clean. And the cleaner the horse's foot is on the bottom, the less likely he is to get thrush. So I love it. Make sure you get the real one from the hardware store, not the fake swishy-mushy one. It should be a good, hard, stiff wire brush. Next up, the multi-tool. You can find them at hardware stores, and you can find them online. It looks a little bit like a pocket knife, but when you pop it open, it has everything in there. The essential things to have in a multi-tool from my point of view are pliers, great for pulling out nails that are loose, taking road studs in and out of shoes. Got to have a screwdriver. There's always a Chicago screw that's coming out of whack. You got to have a good sharp knife because there's always something stuck or a hay bale that needs opening. You can get a file in there, great for taking care of hangnails. Or if you have a clinch loose on your horseshoe and it's poking out a little bit, sometimes that just does the trick. A saw blade for things that are a little bit tougher than baler twine that need to be cut, sometimes in an emergency, and they can be had for less than $20. My next one, I just got this for Christmas, and I'm so glad I did. It sounds silly. It's one of those little cap lights that you put on the brim of your ball cap. It's about the size of a $50. Doesn't weigh much more, and it has a little slidey, clippy thing that goes onto the front of the ball cap, and you just press a button and it pops on. It is fabulous, especially in the winter months when you do so many things, when the barn is a little bit dark, it's almost dusk, the sun's not quite up. You just pop that on, and wherever you look, your light's right there with you, and both hands are free. Next up, I've done this one before, but it bears repeating, the automatic drip coffee pot. Plug it into the wall, fill it with water, and in no time flat, you have almost boiling hot water. It can be useful for so many things because many of us at the barn don't have access to a hot water spigot. And if you get a good quality one, it's going to have an automatic shutoff so that if you forget to turn it off, the electronics will do that for you. Next up, this one might surprise you a little bit. Go to the drugstore and get yourself some dental floss, and then hop on over to the sewing section of the drugstore and grab yourself a package of giant-sized needles. They are perfect for cleaning or repairing horse blankets in a hurry. Maybe the billet loop on your saddle pad has popped off. You can fix it really quick. You can even fix bridles with it if all you have to do is add new stitching to it. So dental floss is really handy to have around. And last but not least, I got this one from my next door neighbor. Hit up the dollar store for some disposable plastic shower caps. Great for covering buckets because many of us set up our feed for evening in the morning or vice versa. And they're really handy for keeping critters out of the feed buckets. They're also really handy in a pinch to cover your hand if you need to put some kind of coat conditioner or fly spray or even poultice onto your horse and you need to keep your hands clean for some reason. So there you go. They're my half dozen of handy barn hacks that you're not going to find at the Tack store. I want to say thanks again to our sponsor today, Dr. Rose's Remedies. You can find them online at drrosesremedies.com. Also, they sell on Amazon, and many of us are Amazon shoppers. So head on over to Amazon and just type into the search bar, Dr. Rose's Remedies. But before you do that, stop by Horse Radio Network and click on the Amazon button. That'll help us keep the lights on here at Horse Radio Network.